is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! It's good!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers. I'm Preston. We're joined again by Mike from At The Bar Podcast. Mike, how's it going?
Good.
So this is going to be part 2 of the Beer of the Month Club tasting. Last time we had Mad River. This time we have Newport Storm. Mike, what do we got?
We have their India Point Ale and their Winter Porter.
Awesome. So I'm ready to do this. You ready to drink some beer?
Absolutely.
Let's drink some beer. India Point Ale features a grain bill that includes pale, malted wheat, carapils, and Munich malts. The beer features 5 different hops that are added at 7 different times during the brew process. These include Magnum, Columbus, Golding, Cascade, Chinook, and Montuga. It has an ABV of 6.5%, an SRM of 16, an IBU of 75. Rate Beer rates it at 55, Beer Advocate rates it at 84. Alright, so up first in the Newport Storm tasting episode, we've got the India Point Ale.
Yep, it's the IPA, and the cool name about it is it's named after India Point in Rhode Island, which is a town that they ship a lot of stuff to India. So it's cool.
Yeah, so you got the IPA kind of tie in there because they say IPAs originated from the India exports, so very cool.
A little notch to that.
So let's go ahead and look at the appearance of the India Point Ale.
A little hazy.
Yeah.
A little hazy. Great color, but it's a little hazy.
What do you call that color? The colorblind guy doesn't know.
I would say more like a copper. Like
everything's amber to me. Come on, there's a hint of amber.
Yeah, it's kind of like a copper penny to me. Yeah, it's a little hazy, but it's a decent color.
What do you want to rate that?
3.
I give it 3. Yeah, nothing exciting, but as expected.
Yeah.
Let's go smell this. Man.
Wow.
It almost has like a dank, like a skunky kind of...
I pick up a lot. For an IPA, this is very citrusy.
Yeah. But it's almost like there's a couple different smells. So usually you just catch like a hop or something, but this has like a very
complex.
Floral. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is floral.
Citrusy.
I pick up a lot of citrus, even a little bit of lime.
I was going to say, you know what that dank I might be getting is kind of that kind of lime.
That lime aspect. A tropical fruit, like a grapefruit. So they describe this beer as being very aromatic. Yeah. And we're really picking up on everything that they mentioned it would smell like.
I'd agree.
So
what do you want to rate it?
I mean, I think it's a 5.
I'd go 4.5. I mean, it smells pretty good, pretty complex.
Really good, yeah.
Well, the best part.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's interesting. It doesn't really beat you over the head with the hops. You get all that kind of smell. But, I mean, that's nice. But wait a second. Here they come.
Yeah, they're coming.
On the long run there.
The hops are late blooming on the taste.
Very big. The malt on the initial swallow isn't like overly malty or sweet. So I can't say it's even balanced. It's just it's almost flat on the beginning taste. Mm-hmm. And on the end, it kind of blossoms up the hops.
It's bland, which is ironic because I hate IPAs for their bitterness, but this is it's refreshing like IPAs are, but it's very bland for an IPA.
I like the hop characteristic in this because it's not that palate wrecker or melting the enamel off your teeth 200 IBU kind of hop, but it's missing the malt to kind of give you that sweetness, So I think if it had a nice malt, I would rate this probably higher than I'm gonna rate it. Yeah,
and the mouthfeel, the linger is very dry.
Yeah, super dry.
So the hops don't come until way later.
Yeah.
So it's different.
So on the taste, how do you want to rate this one?
Maybe a 2.
I'll go 2.5. Because I kind of like the hop balance that is there. I think again, if it had a good malt backbone with it, it would be a 3.5, maybe 4. But I'm going to ding at that point because it's missing those malts.
Yeah.
And you just kind of alluded to the mouthfeel a little bit. You want to expand a little more?
Yeah, it's refreshing. It's watery. The hops really don't kick in until the beer's already gone.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I like it because it's different from an IPA, but I'm just not sold on it. It's just bland. Yeah. And the lingering hops, I kind of don't like.
Yeah. So what do you want to rate the mouthfeel?
2.
I'll go another 2.5.
Yeah.
So overall, I know I had 2.5s. I had the 4 in there.
Yeah, I had a couple 2s and a 5. Definitely aromatic, but overall, I'd probably give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I think 2.75, just slightly under what I would expect. I think the aroma really is the anchor that's really
giving
it higher than it should be.
Yeah.
So Yeah, unfortunately, they're not all home runs, but you at least got to go to bat, give them a shot, and try them out.
Yep.
So there you go. That was the India Point Ale. Winter Porter is dedicated to the blizzard of 1978 and has a grain bill that features Maris Otter, Pilsner, Crystal, and chocolate malts. The beer is hopped with Golding and Magnum hops. It is an ABV of 5.6%, an SRM of 49, an IBU of 20, Rate Beer rates it at 57, Beer Advocate rates it at 81. Alright, so up next we have the Winter Porter.
Yep. It is 6.1%. It's nice and dark and black here. It's got some pretty mediocre reviews on Rate Beer. I believe at 57.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that is a valid point system.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and look at the appearance. We kind of noted it a little bit there, but what do you see?
It looks like soda, just like the other porter.
It's a little more brown,
but I think it's a little bit lighter. It's not so dark.
I can see through this one for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely clear. It's lighter, definitely on the edging on the glass. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of red tint to it, but it's a little dark. Well, it's dark, but a little bit lighter than what I would.
Is it dark enough? And that's the question I ask you now. What do you rate it?
3.
I do 2.5. I think it's a little lighter than I would expect. I mean, this is kind of almost like a heavy brown ale. I expect it to be a little darker, just slightly under what I expect.
Yeah.
All right. How about the smell?
Smell. Let's go. Wow. I'm definitely picking up like a cocoa powder. Mm-hmm. A little bit of roastiness. And this is supposed to smell like, they said it's supposed to have like a mint aspect.
I don't get that.
If I do, it's very subtle.
They also mentioned kind of a smokiness. But
there's kind of a smokiness, like a roast, but I'm picking up, the two things I really pick up is the cocoa powder and like that charred smokiness.
And even what's there, you kind of have to fish for it. You do have to kind of get your nose in there and really get at it.
Yeah, besides the chocolate, everything else is kind of, you really have to fish for.
So what do you want to rate the smell?
A 2.5.
2.5 as well. Nothing significantly understyle, but definitely not quite as pungent and as aromatic as you would expect for a porter.
Yep.
All right, best part. Cheers. Well, it's got some pretty big flavor, considering the lack of smell. It does have a pretty good bite.
Yeah, it's definitely, you get the roast, you get the smoke. I'm getting a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of nuttiness. I'm getting a little bit of like a leather aspect to it.
Shoe leather, huh?
Yeah, shoe leather, right? But yeah, it's a lot more complex in the taste than the aroma.
Yeah, the aroma is very misleading. You're like, oh, it's not really taste very good, but it tastes better than it smells. But is it saying much?
Well, I like it. It's not blowing me away, but it's not bad. Score wise, probably 2.75 to 3.
I'll give it a 3. It's almost not a 3, but it's just enough to kind of say, yeah, that's a porter. That's kind of what I expect it to be.
Yeah. So
the mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel is. It's
thicker than the one that we had in the last episode.
Yeah, it's thicker, but it's still kind of watery. Mm-hmm. So I can see points getting taken away from that. It's a little bit watery, but I think the smokiness can mislead people to thinking it's more medium bodied.
Yeah, I'd agree. And carbonation wise, I think it's on point.
It's on point. Carbonation is fine. I think the flavor of the beer makes it appear to be a little bit more heavier bodied than it really is.
I can agree.
Score wise, a 3.
Yeah,
maybe 3. A little bit less.
3 again. Just barely. I mean, they've tiptoed over the 3 line, like just barely.
Yeah.
So where do you think that puts us overall?
I think it's solid. Would I beer chase for it? No. Probably not. I would probably give it a 3 overall. Okay.
I would say a 2.75. Again, it's just slightly under, I think, the total expectation of a porter. Not like disappointing. We're like, oh man, I wanted a porter. What is this? We're like, oh no, that is the porter. Mm-hmm. So I know it's a porter, but is it really what I expect it to be? Not so much.
Yeah.
All right, so those tastings complete. That's going to wrap up this episode of the Beer Chasers. So we started off with the India Point Ale.
Yep, a great aroma for an IPA, but it's very bland.
Yeah, nothing either one of us are going to beer chase for. We're not going to recommend it. Probably wouldn't drink it again.
No.
And then we had their Winter Porter.
A bland porter, very lackluster, and just kind of not lived up to the hype.
Yeah, just kind of tiptoeing up to the line of what you expect a porter to be. Just kind of sneaks in there at the last minute. Again, nothing I'm going to drink again, nothing I recommend, nothing I'd chase for.
Nope.
Well, again, they're not always home runs. At least you go to bat, you check them out, and that's always what you say. At least give it a shot.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, so that's going to wrap up the episode. I'm Preston. This is Mike for the Beer Chasers. We'll see you later.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good, and stop. Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.